Hello, my friends. This beautiful spring day in my garden. It's Lorraine here from the Great British Veg Plot. I'm really excited to share with you today a fabulous opportunity for us to grow together. We are going to be planting and sowing over the next month, that is the month of March. I'm going to sow 9 or 10 pots and invite you to sow along with me. Don't worry if you haven't done it before. Don't worry if you haven't got started before. Don't worry if you don't have a big place or a big space. You can grow along with me during the month of March. And as I say, I'm going to do 9 pots. There's going to be delicious veg in each of them, and you can sow and grow along with me. I'm going to let you know now exactly what it is that you need so that you have time to gather your pots, get some compost, and get the seeds that you would like to join in with. You can do all the pots or you can do just one of the pots. If you don't want to grow in pots and you have space in your garden, then you can design your beds and sow along with me anyway, using these exact same things. So I'm, as I say, really excited to be here with you. Let me introduce you to our 9 pots. So pot number one, we're going to, first of all, we're going to sow radishes. It doesn't matter what radishes you get. These ones are from Fothergill's, but you can go to a garden centre. Don't pick anything too fancy. Just pick a good old fashioned radish. They are easy to grow. They're delicious to eat straight from the ground. You'll find them sweet rather than being too hot, and they're definitely not hard. They're soft and juicy and wonderful. And then when the radishes have finished, I'm going to take you through this, but we're going to grow some dwarf French beans. So once again, you can get any sort that you like. These ones happen to be called dragon's tongue. I've got some more here that are purple ones, but you can get green beans, but they are dwarf beans. Dwarf beans are, or dwarf or French beans, are the thin, small beans, and the reason we're going to use those is because they are great for maturing a little bit later in the season after our radishes have finished. So that's pot number one, and we'll be sowing the radish first, and then we'll sow the French beans ready for a summer crop. Okay, pot number two. So we're going to grow first some lettuce. So again, you can grow any kind of lettuce, whatever you floats your boat. I've got a purple one and I've got a green one here. But any sort of lettuce that you fancy, then get yourself some lettuce seeds. They are going to go in pot number two. And then after the lettuce, we're going to stick in some courgette. And I'm a great fan of growing something you can't get in the supermarket. So here I've got round ones, and I've also got some lovely yellow ones. So courgettes are so easy to grow. You only need one plant per family, because it will be prolific, but it will be a fabulous crop to follow on after your lettuce. So that's pot two. Pot three. Pot three, we are going to sow, first of all, some mange tout peas. And these are great because they mature and then you can eat the whole pod. You eat it fresh, you eat it young, before they swell up or get too stringy. And again, in the supermarkets, they can be a little bit hit and miss. But when you grow your own, they are delicious and easy to grow. So mange tout is the first thing we're going to sow in pot three, followed by something like Cavolo Nero. This is a brilliant kale. You can see the color of it and the shape of it. It's absolutely delicious, and a really wonderful late summer, autumn kind of crop for your table. So that is pot three, my friends. Pot four. We are going to grow some spring onions. These ones happen to be red spring onions, but you can get white spring onions or any kind of spring onion you fancy. Lisbon, I think Lisbon is the most common one, and it's again very, very easy to grow. And then we are going to follow spring onions with some kind of broccoli. This one is a green sprouting, but you could do purple sprouting broccoli or even white sprouting broccoli if that floats your boat. So get yourself some of that. That is pot number 4. Pot number 5, my friends, is a fun one. They're all fun, actually. The first thing we're going to sow is some pea shoots. These are just regular peas, and you put them in the ground. They will sprout quite quickly, and then you will get little shoots. And when you pinch the shoots out, those little tendrils and the first few leaves, you pinch those out and add them to salads. They're fantastic. So you don't need to take up a whole bed and whole space growing peas over a long period of time. These will be a grow and done crop of delicious and nutritious pea shoots, followed by a cucumber. Now I'm going to just let you know, this is a cucumber I grew last year, Honey Plus. I do not recommend it. It had a very tough skin, and it was a very juicy middle with lots of seeds and not so much flesh. So it was fun to grow, but I won't grow this one this year. So if you want this, you can try it, but it was not one I recommend, Honey Plus. I have, and I couldn't find my packet, but I've got a cucumber which is suitable for growing outdoors, because some of them are in the UK. So check out growing some kind of cucumber, an outdoor cucumber. I think Mentmore is one of those that's very good. And if you look on the back of the packet, always on the back of the packet is all the information you need. Let me show you a back of a packet. It's all the information you need to know about growing. This is the green sprouting broccoli. Everything you need to know about growing whatever it is that's in the seed. But we will be growing along. So pea shoots and cucumber in the 5th pot. Number 6. So number 6, and again, I can't find my seeds, so you'll have to bear with me, but we're going to grow sugar snap peas in the first instant. Those are great because once again, they grow, you get this lovely snappy, juicy, crisp pod with these little tiny peas inside, which are sweet, like sugar candy. They're absolutely delicious. So look out for sugar snap peas, and we are going to grow those to start with in pot 6, and we're going to follow those with tomatoes. And once again, if you look on the packet, you'll see there are some varieties that are fine to grow outside. This one is called Indigo Rose. It's from She Grows Veg. I'm trying them as a seed provider for the first time this year, and they have some amazing things, some really delicious things on offer. This one does say, it says, although these tomatoes can be grown outside, they will perform better and for longer in a polytunnel or greenhouse. So it may be that you want to make sure that this particular pot is kept in a sheltered space up against the south-facing wall or something. We'll go through that as we explore. But if you want to get some tomatoes and grow along with me, then find one that looks fun to you and that will be a good outdoor variety, and that will be indicated on the back of the packet. All right, so that's pot 6. Pot 7, my friends, we are going to sow some carrots. These are multicolored carrots, but you can get round carrots and straight carrots and orange carrots and all sorts. So we're going to sow some carrots in pot number 7, and we're going to follow that with some chard. You can use chard or you can use spinach, but I love these rainbow chards. They look really pretty. So even if you don't want to eat it, it looks amazing, and they are actually really delicious too. All right, pot number 8. Pot number 8, we are going to sow beetroot. And this one is a Chioggia beetroot, which has these beautiful circles of color inside. You can get golden beetroot, you can get a regular Bolt Hardy, red beetroot, it's absolutely fine. But beetroot is another fabulous crop. It's super easy to grow. It's so delicious. And if you're someone who doesn't like beetroot very much, you probably haven't eaten your own homegrown beetroot, because it does taste different. And I highly recommend a golden variety if you can find it, because those are, once again, super sweet and super delicious to harvest and eat. And after we have harvested the beetroot, we will be sowing chilies. Now, one thing about chilies is find your chili seeds now, because they will need a little while to get going in a sheltered place before they're able to go outside. So I will talk you through this, but get yourself some chili seeds so we can grow along with pot 8. Now, pot 9. Pot 9, we are going to grow some kale. This is a lovely kale. This one actually has got two kales in one. So there's the red variety and the green variety. But I also absolutely love this kale. I've run out of this particular seed, but the red Russian kale is really delicious. And that is whereas the other kales can be hearty, shall we say, in the mouth, they can be like a cabbage, kind of quite strong in texture and taste. The red Russian is very mild, and you can pick the young leaves and use them in salads. It's a very lightweight kale and quite delicious. So kale is definitely going to go in pot 9, followed by some kind of winter lettuce. So lamb's lettuce is perfect. Corn salad is perfect. And these are what I'm going to be growing, which are Calette. And they are like little lettuces, and you just harvest the whole lot and shove it in a stir fry. And it's a really easy, delicious salad or leaf that will grow over winter. So even if it is frosty out there and snowing, you can still go out and harvest your Calette or your corn salad or your lamb's lettuce. Brilliant. So that's going to go in after kale. Now, if that wasn't exciting enough, I am also going to grow a potato in a sack. So if you're playing along with me, you will have bought a bag of compost. The bag of compost will fill your pots. Oh, let me show you the pots. So I'm reusing pots. This is just a plastic pot, but you can see it's a decent size one. So you need something that's of a decent size and decent height. When you're growing something in a pot, it uses a lot of energy. So we need lots of compost in there, and you need to make sure that there are holes in the bottom of it. So I have 9, not exactly the same, but I've got 9 varying degrees of pots. So if you fill pots up like this with your compost, you're going to end up with an empty bag. And if you're careful with how you cut the top of the bag and you empty the bag, then what we are going to do is we're going to sow a potato in that bag and fill it up with compost and just a little bit at the bottom. Put the potato in, and then we're going to build it up and up and up, and we're going to harvest potatoes together. So here is a way of us playing together, sewing together. I will put up the videos. I will let you know when they are when they're live. Those of you who are on Facebook, you will see that. Those of you who are on Instagram, you'll get a kind of a note that pot number 1 is live, or pot number 2, or whichever one we're doing, and we will do these together. So I'm super excited. I hope you are too. Please let me know what you think. If you don't like any of the veg that I've picked, then message me and let's see if we can swap it out for something that you'd love. The idea though is that out of each of our pots, we're going to get a spring crop, a spring summer crop, and then we're going to get a summer autumn winter crop. So plenty of choice, plenty of options, plenty of delicious food for your table, and I hope a great deal of fun exploring and perhaps trying something new. So if you want to make sure you get notifications of when I put a thing up on YouTube, then go to the YouTube channel, The Great British Veg Plot. Make sure you subscribe and then you'll get a notification when the new videos go up. And I'm, as I say, I'm buzzing. Can you tell? I shall look forward to being with you again very, very soon, my friends. Happy shopping, happy hunting, and I'll see you again tomorrow. God bless.